What if one of the biggest mistakes people over 75 are making ain't walking too little, but believing that walking alone is enough? That sounds almost impossible because for years we've been told to just keep walking. Doctors recommend it. Friends talk about it. Television commercials celebrate it. But what if there's a hidden piece of the puzzle that determines whether walking helps you stay independent or quietly leads to a decline that catches you completely by surprise? Today, we're uncovering something that millions of older Americans never hear until it's too late. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why simply walking more is not always the answer. In fact, if you're walking less today, there are 3 things that may matter even more. To understand why, we need to travel back decades before retirement. The story of healthy aging doesn't begin at 70. It begins in early adulthood, when the body quietly builds reserves that most people never think about. During your 20s and 30s, muscles recover quickly, bones remain strong, and the heart adapts easily to physical activity. Missing a workout or sitting too long rarely seems like a serious problem because the body has remarkable ways of compensating. That's exactly why the warning signs remain invisible. Researchers studying aging, including scientists involved with the Baltimore Longitudinal Study of Aging and the National Institute on Aging, discovered something that challenged decades of assumptions. Healthy aging isn't determined by one dramatic event. Instead, it reflects thousands of small decisions repeated over many years. Every day of movement, nutrition, sleep, and mental stimulation becomes another small investment. Even though the results may not appear for decades, then the 40s arrive, and something changes so gradually that almost no one notices. Muscle mass begins declining naturally unless it is challenged. Research estimates adults lose roughly 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade after age 30, with the decline accelerating after 60. Bones slowly lose density. Balance becomes slightly less reliable. Blood vessels become less flexible. None of these changes create immediate alarm because they happen one tiny step at a time. This gradual process creates a dangerous illusion. People still feel capable enough to continue old routines, but the body's reserve capacity is quietly shrinking. The consequences remain hidden beneath the surface. By the time many adults reach their 60s, another pattern begins appearing. Walking becomes the primary form of exercise. It feels safe, familiar, and accessible, and walking is undeniably one of the healthiest activities anyone can perform. Study after study has shown that regular walking lowers the risk of heart disease, improves mood, supports blood sugar control, and contributes to a longer life. But here's the twist that surprises even many seniors. Walking mainly challenges the body in one direction. It strengthens endurance, but it doesn't fully protect against the loss of muscle power, balance, or reaction speed. Those abilities require different types of movement. Researchers now recognize that these overlooked abilities often determine whether someone remains independent after 70. Then comes the shift that most people ignore. After age 70, the body becomes less forgiving. Recovery from illness slows. Muscle loss accelerates. Even a week or 2 of inactivity during a hospital stay or after a minor injury can erase months of progress. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, millions of older Americans experience falls every year, making falls one of the leading causes of injury among seniors. But here's what many people misunderstand. The fall is rarely the beginning of the story. It's usually the final chapter of changes that have been developing quietly for years. Researchers have found that lower body weakness, slower reaction time, and reduced balance often appear long before someone actually falls. The visible accident simply exposes problems that have already been growing. This is why scientists increasingly focus on functional fitness instead of simply counting daily steps. Now let's reveal the 3 things that become even more important when you're walking less. The first is preserving muscle strength. Strength is the engine that allows you to rise from a chair, climb stairs, carry groceries, and recover from unexpected movements. Research published over many years consistently shows that stronger muscles are associated with greater independence, fewer falls, and lower risks of disability. Even simple resistance exercises using body weight, resistance bands, or light weights can make a remarkable difference when performed consistently under appropriate guidance. The second is protecting your balance. Balance and simply standing still. It's a conversation between your brain, inner ear, eyes, nerves, joints, and muscles. Every step you take depends on this complex system working together. Scientists have discovered that practicing balance exercises just a few minutes several times each week can improve stability and reduce fall risk. Yet many older adults never train balance directly because they assume walking alone provides enough practice. The third is maintaining movement throughout the day. This may sound surprising, but sitting for long uninterrupted periods carries health risks even if someone walks every morning. Researchers studying older Americans have repeatedly found that frequent movement throughout the day supports circulation, joint mobility, blood sugar control, and overall function. Standing up regularly, stretching, doing household activities, gardening, or simply moving every hour creates benefits that one daily walk cannot fully replace. Now the larger picture becomes clear. The goal isn't walking less or walking more. The goal is building a body that remains capable regardless of how much walking you do on a particular day. American health surveys repeatedly reveal the same pattern across millions of seniors. Those who combine aerobic activity with strength, balance, and regular daily movement consistently report better physical function and greater independence than those relying on only one form of exercise. Unfortunately, many seniors still follow advice from decades ago. For years, older adults were told to avoid lifting weights because it seemed unsafe. Some believed slowing down completely would preserve energy. Others assumed aches and stiffness were unavoidable parts of aging that simply had to be accepted. Modern research tells a different story. Appropriately supervised strength training has become one of the most recommended strategies for healthy aging. Balance practice is now recognized as essential for preventing falls. Regular movement throughout the day helps maintain metabolic health in ways researchers are continuing to explore. Ignoring these changes comes with consequences beyond physical health. When strength declines, independence often follows. Everyday tasks become difficult. Home modifications become necessary. Caregiving costs increase. Hospital visits become more frequent. Confidence disappears. Many people stop visiting friends or participating in community activities because they fear falling. That's why preserving function isn't just about living longer. It's about protecting freedom. So, what should you do starting today? First, continue walking if your healthcare provider recommends it, but don't let walking become your only form of movement. Add simple strength exercises 2 or 3 times each week. Second, spend 5 to 10 minutes practicing safe balance exercises near a sturdy chair or countertop to improve stability and confidence. Third, break up long periods of sitting. Stand, stretch, or move every hour whenever possible. Small movements, repeated throughout the day, create lasting benefits. Now here's the warning. Never mistake the absence of pain for the absence of decline. Muscle loss, balance problems, and reduced resilience often develop silently for years before becoming obvious. Waiting until everyday tasks become difficult makes rebuilding strength much harder. And before you leave, consider this question. What if one everyday habit that nearly every American over 70 performs every single morning is quietly accelerating the aging process without them realizing it? The latest research points to an answer that may surprise you, and we'll uncover it in our next video. If you found today's information valuable, please take a moment to like this video and share it with a friend or family member who deserves the chance to stay healthier and more independent. You never know whose life could change because you shared this message. And if you're ready to discover more science-backed strategies for living stronger, thinking sharper, and protecting your independence after 60, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next chapter.